Is a demonstration of my Spotify statistics web application that I've built. So let's start things off with a little bit of an overview of the tech stack. The front end is built with React, Vite, and TypeScript, styled using the Material UI library for a clean and accessible design. The back end of this web application is a Python Flask API server, which securely handles authentication and forwards requests to the Spotify API. I also use the React router for routing to different pages and local storage to store the user access token. So we can see here that we are currently on the home page of this application. And at the top, there's a nice nav bar that allows you to navigate to different pages on the application. And then there's also this login with Spotify button, which I will get into in a little bit. So down here in this home page, it kind of gives an overview of what the application's about. It tells you that you can basically view user data about your Spotify account's music. And then there are 3 cards down here that prompt the user to visit different pages on the application. We'll start with the profile one over here. So we can see at the top right that it says login with Spotify. This indicates that we are not currently logged in to our Spotify account. So if we click on this view profile page, we'll see that the application notices that we're not logged in, and it prompts the user to log in with to their Spotify account. So if we click on this login button or this one up here, they both do the same thing. This will redirect the application to go to the login page on Spotify's website. So if we can see here, this link is currently on Spotify's website URL, and I've previously logged in, so it recognizes that this might be my account. So now we'll click agree, and then you can see there that it redirected us back to our application. And now instead of the login button, we see that it has our little profile avatar and our name associated with the account. So now to start things off, if we go back to the view profile, you see here instead of prompting us to log in, instead there's a card here with a little bit of data about our account. So my name's Brady, the country I'm in is the United States, I have 4 followers, and here is my email address associated with this account. So now, if we go back to the home page, these other 2 cards here, let's start by viewing our top tracks. It says that we can see which songs we've been listening to the most over time. So if we go to this page, we can see that we have hit one of our API endpoints on our Flask server, which is pulling our 6-month top 50 songs. So we can see here's a list of the top 50 songs that I've listened to in the past 6 months. And we can cycle from our 1 month, which changes the search results, and also 1 year. The cool thing about this is that all of these, the song name is a link to a page that displays a certain song. So what's happening when you click on this link is this is hitting a different API endpoint on Spotify's API to basically just return data about a single song. This returns the album cover, the name, and we are also displaying the artist and the duration of the song. So if we go back, we can see that there's also a list of artists. So this is list of artists here. There are 3 artists for this song. So if we click on this one, this is kind of doing a similar thing, hitting a different API endpoint to find the specific data about a specific artist. So we can see this comes up with the artist profile picture, the popularity ranking. These little chips down here include the different genres that are associated with this artist, and then here is a list of the top tracks by this artist. And you can see that all of these song names and artists and albums are hyperlinked to different pages. So let's see if we click on a different album, we can see that it also takes us to an album page. And this page is kind of similar to the artist page. It displays the album cover image and then the artist name, the album name, the artist name, which is also hyperlinked, and then all of the tracks that are inside of this album. So we can see these are all hyperlinked, and it also shows the duration of the song on the right side. So that's the top tracks page and everything associated with that. Then if we go to the top artist page, we can see this is kind of a similar format, but instead of tracks, we're viewing the user's top 50 artists. So right now we're on 6 months, so this displays the top 50 artists I've listened to in the past 6 months. and it also displays the genre of that artist and then their number of followers. So moving on, we'll go to the search page. So this search page has nothing to do with specific user data, but instead this is just a general search for anything about artists, albums, or tracks. So if we type in Zach, we can see that there's a little filter list here that there's either all artists, albums, or tracks. So currently we're on all, so it displays the top 5 tracks from this search, and then it also displays the top 3 artists based on this search, and also the albums. And the cool thing about this search bar is that while you're searching, it fetches the data from the API endpoint every single time that the characters have changed in the search. So we can see as we type Z, it returns results, and then we type the A, and then it's different. So, and then from here, we can see that if we click a different filter, that it will either show only the artists, the albums, the tracks, or all of them in one list, separated out based on the category. And then if we click on one of these, it takes us to that same track page. And then if we type something in again, it'll also take us to an artist page if we click on it. And also, if we take it to an album, we can click on one and it'll take us to an album page. So that is what we have. Also, to end things off here, we can see that if we click the logout button, we can see that it automatically logged us out and cleared out the local storage of the access tokens that are being used. And that is basically all I have for this demonstration. So thank you for your attention, and we'll see you next time.